up, folks? Welcome back to Ski Outdoors. Welcome to the inside of the casa. So today, we're gonna watch us just do this whole Alaska. Like, this is my last, it's part one of part 3 of me doing an ATV excursion through Alaska. So this one, I don't remember what it's called, son of a gun, but basically, okay, Glacier. So this is where I get up to the glacier. I mean, like, there's going to be marsh and swamps and mud and a lot of water, etc. So I'm going to watch it with you just to kind of articulate what exactly, like, I was seeing, like, what I was experiencing, just to give a little commentation, because I feel like, yeah, having music in the background is one thing, but not that you guys want to see my ugly mug, but it's probably better, like, just like feeling it from like my perspective. So here we go. So just going down like the bunny rabbit trail right now, just trying to get into the stuff. Like, we just got off the path, like, from leaving these guys' house. I think we had like 26 people in the group, roughly 4 four-wheelers and a couple side-by-sides. Kind of comical situation is the four-wheelers that we're riding, they are Can-Am. So at home, like, well, where we're at right now, I have a Can-Am, the same style, same year, all this stuff. And what's crazy about it is, like, I was like super excited, like, crap, I actually, like, not that I don't know how to ride these things, but it was just like, now I want to, like, go balls out. And the guy on the right that you see right here, he was kind of like one of the guides, and I'm like, can I just follow you, for the love of God? Like, dude, like, trust me, like, here's the photos, like, I do this, like, I ride rivers, I know how to operate these. And he's just like, liability, yada yada yada. I get it, you know, it is what it is. But so this is our first river crossing, kind of a little bit of a deep hole. Like, we had to, you know, stay in line, you know. I mean, they do have, you know, $8,000 four-wheelers, so don't want to mess them up. But, you know, it's kind of nice just to see, like, right out of the gate that, you know, okay, we're going to be going through some crap today. So anyway, we get past this river crossing. It was kind of exciting, and we all had signals. I mean, the four-wheelers are loud, like, you know, we have people way behind us. So we had all these signals of what gear they wanted it in, etc. High or low, or, well, yeah, whatever. We're just gonna watch. But, so here's kind of a muddy part. You can tell the trails are narrow, which was cool, because you just, like, dump out, like, you dump into something and then you dump out of it, and just like, wow, it just, like, opens up. And it's hard to justify on the video, but, like, the water was just blue. Now obviously once you go through on four-wheeler, it kind of gets a little muddy, but yeah, so going up, and yeah, tree roots, ooh, lovely. And, you know, the kind of the comical thing was, like, I know what the tires can take just from, like, having one or just owning a four-wheeler since I was like 12 years old. But some of those tree roots, it was like, no, we gotta go around. And some people just drive right over the top of them. I was actually shocked that we didn't pop a tire, but there's more to come from screwing up pretty soon. Not pretty soon, I mean, you gotta wait till part 3. I mean, come on, let's be honest. So yeah, just a little bit more swampy. Probably gonna cut that out because it's kind of boring, but yeah. So this would be ideally, like, for me, it's kind of like rainforest area. I mean, it wasn't, don't get me wrong, but just, like, had that there's just moisture in the air. I mean, it was crazy. And, like, this little channel that we're going through, I mean, it had to have been, I mean, I didn't do the odometer, but it was like, had to have been a mile or so of just this one trail. Yeah, so here opens up, you can see the guy on the right pretty briefly. He's like, man, I want to go down that trail. But it opened up, and then obviously I cut it out because this was every bit of the deepest spot that we went through. I mean, and obviously when you got the wake of every four-wheeler, and then you can see there that it splashes up. I mean, it got deep, and the crappy thing was, like, the day that I was doing this was the day that I flew home. So I got pretty wet, to say the least, and then obviously, like, with mud and just being a day in this type of environment, pretty sure not a lot of people wanted to sit by me on the airplane, but it is what it is. Tried to clean myself off the best I could, but I'm pretty sure I looked like a scurvy dude when I boarded the plane later that day. I mean, right now, this is like 9 o'clock in the morning, so obviously the water is extremely cold because it's glacier water, and we'll get to that point here coming up here pretty soon. But now we got into the rocky part, so yeah, 4 hours later, I guess I fast forwarded. Finally made it to the glacier. Couldn't tell you, well, I mean, I could look it up, but the glacier that we went to, I mean, it was just absolutely beautiful. And like when we started off, you could see the glacier. I mean, I think it was like 25 miles, like if you do like as the crow flies, it was 25 miles without going through all the goofy stuff, if you could get there that way. But you could see the glacier. It just had this beautiful glow to it. I mean, as you can see there, I mean, I kind of like doctored that up a little bit, but this glacier had an amazing glow, and like from 25 miles away, it was like, you know, the guides were like, well, that's where we're going. It was just kind of like, oh my god, that's a lot more than 25 miles. I mean, I'm from Nebraska, I know what 25 miles looks like, but holy smokes. So anyway, this is a part where, you know, obviously you can see we're going towards the mountain, leaving the glacier behind. We had lunch there. This is where we could kind of open it up a little bit. I mean, we had to stay on the path, so I gave myself a little bit of space from the guide, like in the front of the lead, from the gal in front of me, just so I could kind of see what the Can-Am did. So then this is up on top of the mountain. I hit the button wrong and I didn't get the shots going up, but you'll see it coming down. But the story up there is actually phenomenal. Where we were at, there was a movie that was made about it. I actually watched it when I got home, but I couldn't tell you what movie it is currently. I'd have to look it up, but it was just about a serial killer and whatever. I mean, it was kind of like goofy and strange, and you know, you'll see me kind of look around a little bit just because it was like, okay, this is not cool right now, but anyway, I mean, the perspective is hard to see, but I mean, we are talking like straight down, and obviously this is the way we came up, so it was like straight up. And like when we get to these rocks, I mean, even the side-by-sides, like that tree right there, I mean, they had to kind of like swerve off the path, and you kind of had to wait for them, move the tree out of the way. Like this rock right here, or not rock, those are roots, but coming up I mean, for the individual that's not ready for it or not used to it, could be a little sketchy. But I know we're kind of coming to an end here. So again, this is just coming out of the mountain. I mean, you had a little bit of marsh, you got the glacier, and rocky. I mean, it was just unbelievable. But stay tuned for part 2.
This is the biggest pike I have ever